emerging tech investors. Do you think that there would be people from the blockchain community, the crypto community, I mean, that would be interested in investing in companies in Florida? And if they were, what do you think they'd be looking for?
People. I know that there was recently a study that I read that showed that all the VC capital that was raised last year in the whole United States, where was it raised from, who raised it, all those different metrics. And it was interesting that the metric said that if you are a white, tall male that went to like Stanford or one of these Ivy League schools, from a very well-to-do family, that lives in Silicon Valley, has like nice hair, then you can raise any amount of money that you want. That's basically what it said. But what I mean by people, in the crypto industry, there aren't enough solid quality people to run these companies. Because when you're investing in a company, you're not just investing in an idea, because anyone can have a good idea, but can you trust these people to execute? The issue up until like recently, which is still kind of an issue, is a lot of crypto entrepreneurs don't have a track record. Whereas like in the Silicon Valley world, if you've had 2 exits, you can go start another company, you can raise $100 million easily. So in the first round of like VC raising, there aren't a lot of good here out of Florida. And if that company was based in California or New York, raising money would be so easy for them. But it's a lot more difficult here.
Do you see that changing?
Yeah, over time. I mean, our population growth is just exploding here. It's like 1,000 people a day. In Florida, we have the largest population growth in the whole country? Mm-hmm. I have to check.
Yeah. Yes. Well, does anybody have any questions for Charlie? Because I feel like there's probably a lot of questions for Charlie. Yes.
Can I just throw it up? So what's the most interesting topic that you're working on besides untold stories right now?
I always get asked this question, like, no, I always get asked the question, like, what's your favorite token or coin? But I guess I haven't been asked that in a while, so that's a good sign of the times, right? I really have been focusing on untold stories a lot. I do have an advisory business I've been doing for a few years, Crypto IQ, and other than that, I do a little bit of non-crypto stuff, but I don't think people realize how much full-time work a podcast is. Sitting in the chair, that 1 hour that I'm like recording is the easiest part of the whole thing. It's so well produced. You have like 12 people working on the show full-time. Just content writers, editors, producers, distributors, like there's a whole system for it. So it's really fun to do that. And it's cool to have like a nice team of local people in Sarasota that like running the show for me.
We have a common person that we interacted with back in 2011. His name is Matthew N. Wright.
Oh yeah.
He was the CEO, founder of Bitcoin Magazine, right? In 2016, Lubin and I spent about 3 hours debating about my work with the founders of Bitcoin Magazine. My question to you is, he wrote over 6,000 posts, right? Supposedly he sold Bitcoin to Vitalik for Matthew N. Wright.
Oh yeah.
Supposedly he sold it to him for $25,000, which I find hard to believe, since as any entrepreneur knows, you don't sell your passion for pittance like that. Do you think Matthew's alive? Do you think?
Do you know if he actually existed in the first place?
Yeah, yes, because you interviewed him. In 2011, there was an interview with you and him together. So I can share. Yeah.
I haven't heard from him since that.
Oh, so you're saying he is alive? You see, he is real. Right. But you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you remember interviewing
him. I haven't heard that
him.
name in years.
Yeah. Well, he supposedly stole 50,000 Bitcoin.
Show on Untold Stories.
Well, that's my point. Is he was?
If I can contact him, I'm definitely getting him on the show.
Well, he was
another guy I want to get on the show.
Yeah,
Bruce Wagner.
He was working on Small Planet.
Bruce Wagner.
He was working on Small Planet, which I believe was the predecessor to Ethereum, personally. Yeah. So that was in 2011. And Vitalik was writing stories. They wasn't even part of it. Mihal Lisi was his main coder. With above him was a guy called Vladimir, who you probably know.
Yeah, no Vlad.
Yeah. So, but it's just an interesting untold story that it'd be great for you to kind of delve into.
You'd be a good untold story.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I'd like to know where Matthew is. I put out a 5 Bitcoin reward to find him for DEFCON 5.
Do you know where he
Nice.
was last?
Supposedly in 2011, his last post on Bitcoin Talk was that he's moving to Europe, which is weird because that was his,
From Korea or before Korea?
no, after Korea. So obviously I was in Japan, he was in Korea. That's how, So back in November of 2011, that's when I started. He was the biggest asshole in the world.
He told me that he was, what's your name?
Mike Trout, Found Ups.
I don't know,
Yeah.
he doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Question?
So if you guys go in cryptocurrency market in the next 5 years, what's your